What's up, YouTube? Long live your turtle here, and today I want to talk about how I do water changes for my 75-gallon tank. I got 3 turtles. They produce a lot of biomass. I have my excellent Fluval FX6, but it can only do so much. So, as always recommended, you should do water changes at least once a month. But obviously, keep an eye on that water. Make sure it's clean, and your turtles love it, and they enjoy their life in their brilliant tank that you made for them. So I live on the 2nd floor of my apartment, and I have absolutely no access to any sort of hose spigot on the outside of the apartment. All I have to deal with is a kitchen sink, a bathroom sink, and a bathtub. They're all relatively close. It's only a 2-bedroom apartment. However, while I do have the standard siphon long hose that could reach those sinks, these sinks do not have any sort of thread right at the spigot where I could screw in the adapter that lets you use the sink flow to fill up your tank and siphon it. I do not have that luxury. So, as you know, this is a 75-gallon tank. I could use 5-gallon buckets. That's a big bucket, and that would be 15 times lugging a bucket back and forth to fill this thing, and draining it would be not too bad because I have a siphon. However, I do have fully carpeted apartment, so lugging buckets back and forth, not great. It's gonna get a little soggy up in here. Don't want that. So my super simple method is a pool pump and a hose that fits your pool pump. My pool pump is an Eco CTP 5800. It does 5,200 liters an hour, which is an incredible amount of fluid moving through this hose. Probably not necessary for a 75-gallon tank, but I want to get this done quickly. No one wants to sit around while you do water changes. You want to enjoy your beautiful animals and their environment. So, I will show you exactly how I do this. Word of caution, this thing pumps really fast, so I have to be pretty quick. So let's get started, boys and girls. You're going to start with your pool pump, and you're going to take one end of your hose, and you're going to attach it to the nozzle there, and you're going to tighten up on the hose and make sure this hose is watertight using the threaded clamp here. You have a plug, obviously. This thing needs to be powered. Keep that away from the water. And you have your other side of the hose. So you're going to put the pump in the tank as far down as you can, preferably just on the bottom of the tank. And you're going to bring the other end of the hose and you're going to place it into your bathtub. I mean, depending on where you live, you could even put it, just right out the window. Just really be sure that the neighbor's kids are running around down there. And surprise, just kidding. This water is actually disgusting, could carry diseases like salmonella. Do not do that. Make sure if you put it out the window, you're just watering some plants. Otherwise, for me, that could be a possibility with all those kitties. So I just put it right in my bathtub, and voila, super easy reservoir to drain your water. So let's do it. Alright, pumps in the tank, hoses to the tub. I'll show you real quick. Turtle's a little curious, of course. Hose runs into the bathtub. Standard bathtub. Let's get started. And we've lifted off, people. Look how fast that's going down. Way better than a siphon. A little gross, but we'll wipe it down later. And it keeps cruising, people. One thing to remember, your filter only goes down so far, so do not continue to drain water if you are going to go beyond your filter intake. So while you're taking this to the bathroom to switch out the other end of the hose into the fish tank and the pump into the bathtub, you're going to want to make sure all the water in the hose, because there's still some sitting in there, is drained out into the tub. That way you're not going to have any spills or just more dirty water going back in when you pump it the other way. So pick the hose up as high as you can and just walk it to the bathtub and all the water will drain out. Alright, time to switch it up. I'm going to fill this tub. I'm going to pump that water directly into my tank. I take showers in this tub, so I want to do a quick scrub of the basin and make sure that any kind of soap scum that might have gotten on there is removed, because turtles don't like human soap. So I'm going to make sure this is clean for pumping into the tank. And that only takes a couple seconds. Got my sponge. Just scrub around. Get that scum off there. Do not use any sort of chlorine or any sort of cleaner here. Just getting rid of some of that shampoo soap that's left behind. Alright, tub's ready to be filled. Make sure the water temperature of the tank is the same as what's coming out of your faucet here. Look at that speed. Truly incredible. Could be lugging buckets right now. One thing I want to note while this finishes right up to the top here, just make sure your hose isn't going into the water level, otherwise it's going to start siphoning backwards. Time to shut this thing off. And there you go, the turtles are now asleep. We got this done in time. They can rest in peace, close their eyes, and we are not soaking wet, and we don't have a soaking wet carpet, and this saved a lot of time. And I think it's a really good method, especially if you don't have any sort of outdoor hose. I am totally fine with the siphoning method. I just don't have a spigot on either my bathroom or my kitchen sink that can screw on that adapter. So I have to use a bathtub. All you need is a bathtub and a decently long hose. I will put the description of the pump I got and the hose in the description of the YouTube video. And if you have any questions regarding how I do this, just fair warning, this pumps a lot of water, so if your hose is not in the tank, it's gonna go everywhere. So just be careful, and I really hope you use this and it works for you, because it really works for me. Have a great night. Turtles are sleeping. My turn to sleep. Peace out.